Hello, welcome to the class Philosophy of Pain. I'm Joshua Lin, your host for this week's discussion. Before we start this class, I want to share with you some stories about pain that I believe will spark your interest and enrich our conversation on Thursday. Now, let's begin. The first story is very unpleasant. I have to warn you that this is a very terrible story. This is documented in Bible, Genesis chapter 34. Our main character is Dinah, a young girl from a Jewish tribe. Her father is Jacob, the leader of the Jewish tribe. One day, she was very unfortunately offended by a man called Shechem. Dinah's brother were very angry about this. They want to revenge on Shechem for what he has done to Dinah. Now, Shechem was from another tribe, and his father was the leader of the tribe. He said to his father that he loved Dinah and he wanted to marry her. 这个就是先上车后补票的概念啊，大家可以想想看哈。如果你是 Dinah 的哥哥，听到这种事情对我妹妹做了那种事，接下来又说要娶她，是不是觉得很羞辱，对不对？他们简直快气炸了。But Shechem and his father came to meet Jacob and Dinah's brothers. They proposed a marriage between Shechem and Dinah. Dinah's brother said that, well, it can be done, but we are Jewish people. If you want our sister to be your wife, you need to obey our tradition. But what tradition? Shechem wondered. And Dinah's brother said, that is, all the men from your tribe need to be circumcised. Circumcision 这个是犹太民族的古老传统就是男人都要行割礼割礼就是割包皮啦。那你相信吗 ？Shechem 真的答应了他为了娶这位犹太新娘他们全族通通都割包皮了。And yes, Shechem and his father told the men to all the men of their tribe to be circumcised. Now, 3 days later, suddenly, Dinah's brothers attacked the tribe. They wanted revenge, and they killed every man, including Shechem. Shechem and their men cannot fight back, simply because they just had the surgery of circumcision. It is too painful for them to get a weapon to fight. Dinah's brothers slayed every man and took away all the women and children from Shechem's tribe. 这个是圣经上有记录的，可能是世界上最早的一个亡国的故事。所以 Shechem 他们全族都被灭亡。为什么呢？因为割包皮实在是太痛了，痛到他们没有办法站起来反抗。Now, the second story is about the painting. It's painting from Bruegel the Elder. 我们中文叫做布鲁哲尔老布鲁哲尔。He was a very famous painter in the 6th century. This painting is called The Triumph of Death. And you can see the idea is very dark. Now you can see the skeletons and dead bodies everywhere. People were shocked and fled. This is a life in the medieval age of Europe. There was no science, no physics, no biomedicine, but there was religion. People lived in a very religious life. You can see it here. Even at the darkest hour of the world, they looked for help from religions. Now you can see this holy crosses here, okay, here and here, okay? They hope that religion can help them. Science will not help, but religion will. So if you lived in the medieval age in Europe, what would you do if you had a headache? Well, you will not go to see a neurologist for a headache because there was no neuroscience, no biomedical science. Well, what you would do is to look for help from religion. You may go to the church and pray to God. In fact, if you may believe that headache is the punishment from God, and then the best cure for your headache is to pray. 我希望大家不要觉得好像古人都很失败很迷信。其实呢，大家想想看，如果他们认为一些超自然或者宗教性的因素主宰一切主宰自己的身体，他们当然会觉得头痛的时候你应该找神父告解啊，那会比较有用，对不对？而不是去找神经科的医师。好。But fortunately, well, it's very lucky to us. Hundreds of years later, people started to know science and use scientific method to conquer many old challenges. For example, people started to develop some chemicals or drugs to put down pain. That is the birth of anesthesia in medicine. Anesthesia 就是麻醉学哈。Now, this man, William Morton, was known as the father of modern anesthesia in the world because he demonstrated to the public the use of ether for anesthesia. Ether 就是乙醚 in 1846. Just keep in mind, he is not the first guy using ether. However, he demonstrated this and told people, I can do this. So he became very famous. Of course, you can say, well, this is the victory of science, a victory of humanity. Yeah, so pain is no longer a big enemy, a big threat to people, because either works. But it's interesting to know that at the very beginning, William Morton did not want people to know that he was using either, because that is his secret recipe, so that he could be the only person in the world he know how to use the ether to conduct anesthesia. He needed to earn more money with this secret, so he kept a patent for this. 所以大家知道啦，解决疼痛的问题其实不只是为了科学啦，这些是为了发财，对不对？你有什么秘方的话，赶快要申请专利哦。In this patent, he did not say he used ether. He called his recipe lithium. Lithium, that means the water from God. 中文就叫做神之水神之水听起来比乙醚厉害，对不对如果你讲出来你的配方是乙醚的话，别人就学走了。Okay, our last story happened in 1927 in France. That year, the top physicists like Albert Einstein here. Oh, sorry, this one, Albert Einstein and Max Planck, 普朗克学院的 Max Planck， 还有 Niels Bohr 的那个波尔量子力学的波尔。Okay, they all sat here and had a group photo. And everyone wonders how much IQ score in total for these people, all together. 忘记了还有居里夫人坐在这边这位女士。Now these are scientists, but how does science work? You can imagine science as a pathway. You put information here, okay? And then the physical theories or models from Einstein or Max Planck will give you the result here. This is output here. Okay, so what about pain? Can you calculate one's pain experience just like doing physics? About 100 years ago, neuroscientists want to develop different models or theories about pain. One of these is the specific theory. According to the specific theory, some sensory receptors respond only to very strong stimuli. This high threshold neuron will activate and send signal only when the input is very strong stimuli, which are large enough, intense enough to induce tissue damage. And the output here is pain experience. Another theory is the intensity theory. According to the intensity theory, the neuron sends signal by summing up all the inputs from different receptors. Some are more intense and others are less intense. The output, again, is our pain experience. From the perspective of neuroscience, pain becomes something very explicit. It is just the calculation of neural signals, and you can use a formula or a model, as shown here, to predict pain by the stimuli. Okay, I hope you enjoy this brief opening introduction, and see you soon this Thursday in Philosophy of Pain.